In today's video, I'm going to tell you the 5 reasons why your snail are dying. I will also suggest 5 solutions to these 5 problems. So without wasting much of our time, so the first causes of snail casualty is poor house condition. So if you don't construct your snail house in such a way that is conducive for your snail, if your so it will expose your snail to direct sunlight. Inadequate shelter can expose snail to harsh weather. So if your snail is receiving direct sunlight, if your snail is exposed to direct sunlight, they will started dying. So inadequate shelter can expose our snail to direct sunlight. So if your snail is exposed to direct sunlight, they will be dying. That is the first causes of snail casualty. So solution to this problem: to prevent your snail from direct sunlight, make sure that there is a adequate shade. Protect your snail from direct sunlight, like those that practicing intensive caging systems. Make sure you put your snail pen, your snail hutch, under a shade so that it can prevent them from direct sunlight. So for those people practicing extensive caging system like greenhouse, make sure you construct your snail greenhouse. Make use of UV net so that it can break down the direct sunlight getting to the snail. So make sure you plant all your vegetables, fruit and vegetables, in such a way that it will create enough shade for your snail so that it can prevent your snail from direct sunlight. This is the solution to these 4 causes of snail casualty. The second causes of snail casualty is inadequate feeding. Snail require balanced diet with adequate calcium. So if you are not feeding your snail enough, they will be dying. If you are not feeding them with balanced diet, so sometimes they will be dying. So snail require balanced diet and enough calcium to prevent your snail from dying. So like calcium, if you give your snail enough calcium, it will boost their immune system to resist different diseases. So as a result of this, to prevent them from dying. So if you give your snail a balanced diet, they will be more healthy. So like a snail feed, formulated snail feed, it contains all the ingredients. It is a complete balanced diet for snail. That you are feeding your snail with formulated feed, it will reduce the snail casualty. So, and if you are also giving them vegetable also, that's the solution to this problem. That if you don't feed your snail adequately, they will be dying. If you don't feed them with balanced diet with enough calcium, so it can lead to snail casualty. Your snail can start dying. So but to prevent this, you have to feed them with balanced diet, like a formulated feed. Formulated feed, it contains all the balanced diet that your snail required. So you have to feed them with enough calcium. So if you are feeding them with vegetable also, you also need to be feeding them with adequate calcium so that it can boost their immune system to fight different diseases. So this is another causes of snail casualty. Inadequate feeding, it's another causes of snail casualty. So the third causes of snail casualty is parasitic infestation. So if your snail environment is very dirty, so different parasites can started invading your farm, like millipede, carabid, toad, fraud. So all these parasites like termites, ants. So if you don't maintain good environment hygiene, so all these parasites can started invading your farm. So when they invade your farm, some of them will be eating snail egg, some will be eating the newly hatched snail, and some will be killing the the big one and the small one. So all these parasites can started killing your snail if you don't maintain good environment hygiene. If your snail, if the snail environment, if your snail environment is very dirty, so all these parasites will be invading your farm. Solution to this problem: so once you make sure that your snail environment is very clean, and you always inspect your snail to pick out casualty at the right time, so it will prevent your snail from dying unnecessarily. So maintain good environment hygiene. Make sure that your snail environment is very clean. Make sure that you always pick out the leftover, and also make sure that you pick out the casualty from your farm. Always inspect your farm, always, to pick out the casualty at the right time. So if you are practicing all these tips, it will prevent your snail from dying. So another causes of snail casualty is handling stress. If you don't handle your snail gently, so during the harvesting or transportation of snail from one place to another, during the transporting or during the harvesting, so if you don't handle your snail gently, it can lead to injury, breaking of snail shell. So they can also die. So if you don't handle them gently, if you don't pick them gently, so overcrowding, that's the solution to it too. Overcrowding must also be avoided. So if you want to transport your snail from one place to another, or you want to harvest them, avoid overcrowding. So poor handling, overcrowding can lead to casualty. So poor handling stress, poor handling can lead to snail casualty. So to prevent this, as I said, so you have to be handling your snail gently. You have to over you have to avoid overcrowding. Transporting your snail from one place to another, you have to avoid overcrowding and pick them gently. So the last one, the last causes of snail casualty is water management. Water management. In snail farming, there is something we call temperature and humidity. So inconsistent wet wetting of your snail farm. If you don't wet your snail farm consistently, so the humidity in your farm, in your snail farm, will be fluctuating. So when the humidity in your snail farm is not stable, is fluctuating, so it will affect the snail from performing well, and it can also lead to casualty when the when your snail farm humidity is reducing, is fluctuating, so the snail will be affecting. And it when the sun, when the heat, when your snail is exposed, because as the humidity is reducing, your snail will be exposing to harsh weather, and it can lead to casualty. Your snail can start dying if they are more exposed to harsh weather. So solution to this is that always wet your snail farm to maintain adequate humidity in your farm. So always wet your snail farm every day to sustain the humidity level in your snail farm, and always give your snail clean water to drink. So by doing this, it will prevent your snail from dying. anyhow. So if you're enjoying this content, make sure you subscribe to this channel, on your notification bell, share this content for others to benefit. Welcome to ALUBARIKA Snail Farm, your ARCHATINIDAE-CULTURIST, the snail professor, encyclopedia of snail farmers. Thank you for watching.